Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day. Today our group will present about the other ingredient, which is the spices. Our group consists of 5 people. It is Loh Zenhao, Farah Liana, Nur Farisha, Siti Nur Atiyah Amira and Muhammad Ahmad Amirul. So this is our content of this presentation, which consists of introduction, types of spices, hot spices, which is black pepper, sweet spices, which is cinnamon, exotic spices, saffron, and lastly conclusion. For introduction, so what are the spices? Spices in the culinary arts, the word spices refer to any dried part of plants other than leaf used for seasoning and flavoring a recipe, but not used as a main ingredients, usually used in a small amount. Every other part of the plant, including dried bark, roots, berry, seeds, twigs, or anything else that isn't the green leaf part, is considered a spice, used as preservative by killing or preventing the growth of harmful bacteria.
The next part is where spices come from. Spices come from Indian origin. Spices and herbs such as black pepper, cinnamon, turmeric, and cardamom have been used by Indians for thousands of years for both culinary and health purposes. Spices indigenous to Indians such as cardamom and turmeric were cultivated as early as the 8th century in the gardens of Babylon. Second, spices come from ancient Greeks imported Eastern spices such as pepper, cassia, cinnamon, and ginger to the Mediterranean area. They also consume many spices produced in neighboring countries. For example, include caraway and poppy seeds for bread, fennel for vinegar, sauce, coriander as a condiment in food and wine. It also adds a flavoring in meat sauce. Third, spices come from Arab and Muslim influence. Early on, spices were used as a source of trading. During the ancient Roman Empire, trade routes were established with Arabia. Traders supplied cassia, cinnamon, and other spices and deliberated keep the source of their product secret. The intent was to have a monopoly on the spice trade, and the Arabians spun great tales about how they obtained the spices in order to keep their resource value high. And lastly, spices come from medieval Europe. In the early part of the Middle Age, before the Crusades, Asian spices in Europe were costly and mainly used by the wealthy. A pound of saffron cost the same as a horse, a pound of ginger as much as a sheep, 2 pounds of mace as much as a cow. Black pepper as well as other spices and herbs was commonly used as a military sauce.
In general, there are 3 types of spices, which are hot spices, sweet spices, and exotic spices. First of all, I will present hot spices, which is black pepper. What is black pepper? Its chemical name is Pepernicum L. It is known as the king of spices, which belongs to family Peperaceae. Its main source is dry berries of perennial evergreen creeping white Pepernicum, and is most widely used in meats, fish, vegetables, and etc. What are the functions of black pepper? First, it boosts nutrient absorption. Black pepper can enhance the absorption and function of certain nutrients and beneficial compounds. Black pepper may improve the absorption of beta-carotene, a compound found in vegetables and fruits that your body converts to vitamin A. Besides, it promotes digestion and prevents diarrhea. Black pepper may promote proper stomach function. By consuming black pepper, it may stimulate the release of enzymes in pancreas and intestines, They help digest fats and carbs. Black pepper may also prevent diarrhea by inhibiting muscle spasms in your digestive tract and slowing the digestion of foods. How is black pepper processed? It consists of 4 stages. Firstly, harvesting. Pepper berries are harvested at the correct stage of maturity to produce high-quality black pepper. Secondly, threshing. Pepper berries are removed from the stems by using a mechanical thresher. Thirdly, blanching. Pepper berries are placed in boiling water for about 10 minutes, which causes them to turn black in about an hour. Lastly, drying. Pepper berries are dried until they are black and wrinkled, and have a final moisture content of 8 to 10% to prevent the growth of mold.
Black pepper can be substituted with green peppercorns and white peppercorns. Green peppercorns are picked before it ripens to maturity, making the flavor of our green peppercorns clean and zesty, rather than the hot fruitiness of black pepper. White peppercorns come from the same vine as black ones, but are soaked in water after the harvest to remove the outer skin.
Next is sweet spices, which is cinnamon. Cinnamon is the aromatic inner bark of any of several East Indian trees belonging to the genus Cinnamomum of the laurel family, especially the bark of C. zelanisum, Ceylon cinnamon, used as a spices. C. laurelii, which is Saigon cinnamon, used in medicine as a cordial and carminative. Cinnamon is made by cutting the stems of cinnamon trees. The inner bark is then extracted and the woody parts removed. A common culinary spice of dried raw strips of this bark often made into a powder. Next is function of cinnamon. Firstly, the cinnamon is functioned to cut the risk of heart disease. Cinnamon has been linked to a reduced risk of heart disease, the world's most common cause of premature death. It reduces levels of total cholesterol, bad LDL cholesterol, and triglycerides, while good HDL cholesterol remains stable. Secondly, to improve sensitivity to the hormone insulin. Cinnamon can dramatically reduce insulin resistance, helping this important hormone do its job. By increasing insulin sensitivity, cinnamon can lower blood sugar levels. Next, to lower blood sugar levels and has a powerful anti-diabetic effect. Cinnamon has been shown to decrease the amount of glucose that enters the bloodstream after a meal. It can lower fasting blood sugar levels by 10 to 29%. Cinnamon processing. Firstly, harvesting. Cinnamon bark is harvested twice a year immediately after each of rainy season when the humidity makes the bark peel more easily. The side stems that are about 3 years old are removed and the bark is stripped off. Next, processing stages. The peeling of bark from the stems is labor intensive and is usually done by hand, by skilled peeler. The quality of cinnamon depends on how well the bark is removed from the stem. Next is drying. The component quills are placed on fire rope racks and dried in the shade to prevent warping. After 4 or 5 days of drying, the quills are rolled on a board to tighten the filling and then placed in subdued sunlight for further drying. Cinnamon can be substituted with nutmeg and allspices. Nutmeg has a fragrant and intense flavor when freshly ground. Nutmeg is used in baked goods and custards and grated for mashed potatoes, ravioli fillings, and eggnog, while allspices is named because it is reminiscent of clove, cinnamon, and nutmeg at all once. This raw allspices berry can lend a rich in barbecue sauce, church seasoning, and gingerbread.
Okay, next part is exotic spice, which is saffron. Okay, introduction to saffron is common name is saffron coraceus. Okay, we can extract a flower called Coraceus sativus. Okay, saffron is one of the most fragrant and luxury spice, which is known as a red gold. Okay, source is derived from stigma, a purple flower named Coraceus. Okay, there is 5 functions of saffron, which is 1, act as antidepressant, 2nd, act as antioxidant, okay, 3rd is help to reduce blood pressure, 4th is act as cancer prevention, and last is provide protection against heart disease. Okay, for saffron processing, saffron cannot be produced without human intervention. The seed produced by its flower are sterile, making natural pollination impossible. Okay, remove the stigma, take only the red orange parts. The stronger the color, the stronger the flavor. Okay, the last is saffron is dried for around 12 hours. Dry the saffron without exposing it to high heat. Saffron can substitute with two spice, which is ground turmeric and annatto powder. Okay, for ground turmeric is the best substitute for saffron and is easy to find at your local grocery store. Turmeric makes food bright yellow in color, just like saffron. Turmeric provides the signature yellow color to the rice without the expense of saffron. Okay, next for annatto powder can also be great substitute for saffron as well, and in some recipe you might not even be able to tell the difference.
In conclusion, spices are normally consumed in combination with other foods. Spices also used as both food flavoring and food preservative agent for centuries. It used in medical practice since the ancient time. And lastly, it health effects attributed to herbs and spices. Thank you.